Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired, coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. As the title of the video mentions, we actually ended up being trapped in Ushuaia for a bit. If you want to stick around for that, feel free to watch this. We also visited the end of the world prison if you want to check that out. So onto the video. We had to stay because there was a huge storm that actually made the news. All the flights were cancelled and we were at the airport until around 12 or so. Our flight was supposed to leave at 8 a.m. I think, or 9 a.m. We had to stay at the airport for a few hours. We finally found a shuttle that was taking us to the town. It took a little bit of convincing, but they eventually accepted to take us. Because of the weather conditions, you can see those cars were getting stuck trying to get to the airport. I guess everybody was trying to get on a flight, but it just wasn't possible.
Ahí van subiendo, mira. Con maleta, no con raqueta, pero con maleta.
Es una variedad del trekking.
La ropa está frita.
We found a place to stay, although we were still waiting for the airlines to come back to us about our flight. Hamburguesa de conejo, Finally, we had to stay until the 10th. There was a record storm in the area, which made it really difficult for any planes to get in or out. It was also really rough on people that were in the city. To make good use of our time, we decided to go to the End of the World Prison Museum. It was built in 1902 to house the country's most dangerous criminals. The prison closed in 1947, but it was reopened as a museum in 1994. El Museo Marítimo de Ushuaia.
Pesada la puerta.
Me imagino. Calidad, ¿qué tal? Estamos en
Esta
dónde?
es la isla de está donde está el faro al final.
Entonces vamos a haber rodado que si hasta el número 8. Isla Nueva, Isla Pito. It has 2 levels, a cafeteria, and they tell you about the history of the place, all the expeditions that were done here, and the history of the town. There were 4 tribes of indigenous people in the region, but with the arrival of Europeans by the end of the 19th century, these tribes were eventually wiped out. They had to face direct extermination and disease to which they had no defenses for. Even though these areas were thought to be inhospitable, the opposite was true to the indigenous, who thrive for what is believed to be thousands of years before the Europeans arrived. In many published works, there is talk of deportation or transfer to other regions. There are several cases, such as the Yamanas brought to the Malvinas by the Anglican missionaries, or those brought to England by Fitzroy. Others were deported to Chubut and Rio Negro. The Chileans sent some 165 to Punta Arenas, but this does not explain the disappearance of more than 6,000 Fuegians, without the number of missing Tehuelches being reliably known. Subscribe. No esperaba. Pensé que se iba a mover. Me iba a saludar. This is how the ones who shared rooms were settled. This is actually the end of the world train. If you saw my previous video, you can see that we took that train. This train was originally meant to take prisoners to this working camp where they were actually cutting trees. The ones that behaved well were allowed to do this kind of work, and the guides were telling us that these trees find it really hard to grow back again given the hard conditions of the area. So the trees have remained cut until this day. Ponían a trabajar mucho a los presos, mano de obra gratuita. Imagino muchas cosas que estuvieron así. Some mention that the prisoners used to create craft carved in wood to sell, but this is really hard to know for sure, given that all the records of the prison at some point in their history were wiped. It's unclear on the accuracy of these claims. Apparently this was the main hall of the prison. I guess this was a place where they had their main activities and recreation for whatever is worth. Here you can see a rare find. I have only seen this in videos and documentaries. These are actually press letters. Also inside the prison there is a small library and an art gallery. Even though I enjoy art, for me it was a little bit weird to find this inside the prison. Although, if I think about it, it's kind of an interesting way to bring back life to a place with a history that is not awesome. It's kind of sad, the history behind this place. So I guess it's an interesting way to bring some life back into it. That actually was really well preserved and curated. So I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. It was an interesting experience, although I wasn't completely comfortable entering all the rooms, but they have some really nice art pieces. In complete contrast, you can see here, this is another hall. This was the original hall that was created when they were building the prison. It was kept exactly as it was when the prison actually closed. So it has the original painting, the original doors, and this is basically where they would have lived. It was really hard weather conditions. There were basically no heating or very little heating. Once the prisoners were inside their cells, they were basically dealing with the weather. And something that I wasn't expecting was that they do like paranormal tours there at night, which I found kind of odd, but I guess it fits within the theme of the prison. So yeah, I gotta say I was happy to get out of there. Busqué seguir un poco la luz porque por la hora es la mejor luz para tomar fotos y grabar videos and enjoy some air, some fresh air. I took the time that we had and decided to take some pictures, given that it was the best time of day to do so. This was our last night at Ushuaia. We ran some errands that we had to do, enjoyed a little bit of the town during that time. And the next day we went to a shopping mall. It was really nice too. saliendo de este centro comercial, Paseo del Fuego se llama. Bien copado. Cuidado con los carros, cuidado con los carros. Ahí va, zafamos. After visiting this wonderful place, I can only say that I would gladly go back. This place is incredible. Although for the people that were here during the prison times, it wasn't a good place for them. For us, it was incredible. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting that like, subscribe, and hitting that bell. It's completely free for you and it helps us a bunch. You should be looking at a video that I think you might enjoy. Anyways, if you want to check out any of our other videos, you can also do it through our channel. Until next time, bye.